You are listening to Proof Text, a Glossa House podcast exploring Scripture and all things related to it. New episodes are released daily. For more information, check out glossahouse.com and subscribe to our channels on Spotify and YouTube. Welcome and enjoy.
Hello, I want to welcome you back to GrammarPoints. This is Fred Long, and I'm sharing the findings that I presented in a paper, a couple years ago now, and this will eventually go into a book, be a chapter of a book, but not there yet. It's going to take some time. I've been reviewing different types of intentionality constructions. Intentionality, remember, has to do with someone doing something on purpose, like with intention, in order that some outcome, result, end, or goal would result. And that is to be distinguished from a result clause where that idea of intentionality, purposefulness of action is not present. Merely what is construed is simply the cause leading to an effect. So with intentionality clauses, you have inherently cause to effect, but you have also something more than that. So last time we were looking at different types of constructions, and these are more or less from lower prominence to higher prominence, although it's not completely sorted out. There's variables because of different types of marking. So we looked at phrases first, prepositional phrases with is and pros, articular infinitives or infinitives, future participles, verbs of motion with infinitives to express purpose or goal of the agent, prepositional constructions with is to with the infinitive or pros to, and then may with the subjunctive as a negative purpose. I think the default purpose construction is ina with the subjunctive mood, in order that I would do X. And this occurs a lot. Then you have ina with the future indicative. Now here you have an increased in modal prominence. To move it from subjunctive mood to indicative, and future indicative, makes that goal more vivid. And this is the effect of changing the mood. So look at Mark 15:20 and Galatians 2:4. You also have semantically marked conjunctions plus the subjunctive or future indicative. So basically, in addition to ina, which is kind of like a content marker, but in context can be purpose, you can have slightly more marked with other semantic elements, conjunctions like opos and mekri. Now, opos is kind of an interesting one because opos will be listed as like equivalent to ina, but its marking is manner in such a way that, and somehow in the context, there is some interest in the manner of how something is done. And mekri is another, it's an improper preposition, right? It takes the genitive, and it construes like time until. So when you see these kinds of conjunctions used for purpose clauses, there's something extra being marked, and we need to pay attention, even though they're translated the same often, especially opos. Indeed, I think we need to pay attention to the manner that is entailed and marked in the word itself. Now, there's another type of construction, a relative pronoun with the future indicative in the context of sending. So this is rather interesting. So when you're sending someone out, you can elevate their prominence to do something by popping it into the relative clause. In other words, referring back to that person that you're sending by giving them a whole clause with a finite verb. So in other words, you could send someone to do something with an infinitive, but you can increase the prominence of that actor by not just sending them, but by giving them a relative pronoun with the future indicative. So look at Mark 1. 1-2. This is a way to increase the prominence there. I think question and answer constructions with T, like why therefore the law, Galatians 3:19. I think these are heightened ways to describe intentionality through engaging the audience with thinking about answers. So it's a prominence device, probably forward pointing, right, and really offsets it, tees up the purpose behind something, like in the giving of the law, like in Galatians 3:19. And then something that's really cool is I've noticed that you can have hortatory constructions, that is like command constructions, or let us do this, and then followed by a participle that represents the means. So with the prenuclear participle, so by means of doing this, let us do that. So in Ephesians 5:14, you have truth in the context has already been highlighted, the importance of it. And then when it's clear that truth is needed, and then to frame this action of let us grow up is the action in that case, or let us love, then there's a real prominence here, because the goal is a command, an exhortation, and it's supported, the means of which is given as a participle. To me, that's a very prominent construction because of, again, the modality of placing the goal as a command. So anyway, this is kind of a rough sketch. There might be some other constructions, but you can see that there's a lot of types of intentionality constructions. In the previous episodes, we surveyed, how grammars sometimes chart these out and these kinds of things, and how the grammars, Dana and Manti said, you need to pay careful attention to these constructions, but then they really don't help us with doing that in terms of filling out what nuance or what they are conveying in that construction. Well, I'm trying to rectify that situation. And so thanks for listening to us, to me, and this GrammarPoint. We're going to continue looking at intentionality constructions next time. Take care.
Interested in growing your ancient language skills but not sure where to start? Glossa House can help. From illustrated readers and short stories to lexicons and grammars, Glossa House offers a variety of resources for beginning, intermediate, and experienced ancient language learners. Head to glossahouse.com today. Glossa House, language resources for the global community.